Hello students, today we'll discuss about the types of Horopter. There are two types of Horopter. One is called the theoretical Horopter, that is the Withmuller circle. The other one is the longitudinal Horopter or the empirical Horopter. While understanding the concept of Horopter, we need to be concerned only with the horizontal distribution of corresponding retinal elements and to consider the longitudinal Horopter curve. So what is the longitudinal Horopter curve? This is a line formed by the intersection of the visual plane and with the Horopter surface. That means when I am looking straight ahead, the line where it intersects the Horopter, my visual axis where it intersects the Horopter, that is we are concerned about. Okay, so there are two types of Horopter. Okay, one is called the Withmuller circle and second one is the empirical Horopter curve or longitudinal Horopter. So Withmuller circle is actually if the corresponding retinal points have a geometrically regular horizontal surface, okay, from the two retinas, the longitudinal Horopter curve would be a circle passing through the center of rotation of the two eyes and the fixation point. So if my corresponding retinal points are just having a regular horizontal surface, okay, horizontally when we are looking means we are standing straight, making our head straight and just looking ahead. Okay, so the longitudinal Horopter curve would be a circle if they have the geometrically regular horizontal distance, if the corresponding points are having that, the longitudinal Horopter curve would be a circle passing through the center of rotation of the eyes and the fixation point. So if we are looking here, the circle what we are seeing, that is a VMC, it is written in the figure. So that is our Withmuller circle. So it is the locus of all the points, okay, falling on it is the locus of all the points which are stimulating the corresponding retinal points and forming binocular single vision. Okay, so this is actually, this Withmuller circle is nothing but the theoretical Horopter. Okay, so this was first pointed out by With and Muller. So this Withmuller circle would be true because by the theorem of inscribed circles, any lines drawn from 2 points on a circle to any other pair of points on its circumference include equal angles. So that is our Withmuller circle. Now let us know about empirical Horopter curve. Okay, so if we do actual experimental determination, the Horopter curve is not like this. So Herring and his pupil Hillebrand actually could show that Withmuller circle does not describe the longitudinal Horopter. Okay, longitudinal Horopter means also like you are standing straight in front and looking straight in front of your eyes. Okay, so what does it mean? What is empirical Horopter curve? This means that the distribution of the elements that corresponds to each other is not the same in the nasal and temporal parts of the two retinas. The characteristics of the Horopter for each individual vary within certain limits. So each person has its personal Horopter. So like the nasal and temporal parts, the distribution of the elements does not correspond to each other. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, see, EH is the empirical Horopter curve. So if you see, it is a flat curve, okay, rather than a circular one, circular Withmuller circle, it is a flat curve you can see. Okay, so in this figure you can see that EH is the empirical Horopter and VMC is the Withmuller circle. Okay, so if there is an object P on empirical Horopter, it is seen singly. Okay, that is binocular single vision, but object PO on the Withmuller circle elicits double vision because of discrepancies between the empirical and theoretical Horopter. So the discrepancy between theoretical Horopter and the empirical established Horopter curve might be attributed to disturbing optical properties of the ocular media. Okay, but there are actually, they have done so many experiments on that, but research cannot prove that there are lots of discrepancies between the empirical one and the theoretical one. Okay, so only by research it shows that when we are looking at near, the curve is actually, our Horopter is a rather flatter than the Wheat-Muller circle. So our empirical Horopter is means the actual Horopter is little flatter than the Wheat-Muller circle. So this is the thing. So we are only concerned, like while looking straight, we are only concerned with our visual plane touching the Horopter surface or meeting the Horopter point. So this is all about Horopters.